Okay, I am assuming that you are comfortable. So I am switching to the next unit. So before going to the next unit, it is related to the logic gate and the Boolean algebra. So first we will discuss the basic terminology that we will use during the discussion. So first of all, just see whatever be the terminology is, the basic terminology we are going to use is binary logic. So maybe some confusion may be there. So just you understand what is binary logic. So it is actually a logic that will take only two discrete values that can be true or false, that can be yes or no, that can be 1 and 0. So in the digital electronics, we are going to use the binary logic as 1 and 0 states. So there are two states. See, actually, whatever we are representing logic 1 and logic 0 or states, actually it is representing the voltage level, current level. So here generally in digital electronics, we are talking about the voltage level. So voltage level may be high or low. So if we want to represent a logic 0, we may take a low voltage. So there are two voltage in a circuitry mainly. For example, if you are using a circuit, this is a digital circuit, and in circuit you will use two supply. One is the ground means you are assuming 0 volt, and second is the VCC, and this is the highest power DC supply that will use to enable the circuit. So two voltages are there. So let's say VCC is 5 volt. So the lowest voltage is 0 volt and highest voltage is 5 volt. So we will assume this 0 volt as low, or we will assume 5 volt as high. So these are the voltage level we will use to represent the logic 1 and logic 0. Okay, so this is called state. So state actually representing the two voltage level. Next is the codes. So already we know that we already saw the code in the Hamming code or parity method we applied, and the combination of number of bits. So in the, you know that only if you are taking the one bit, that means you are able to represent only two states. Maximum if you have the one bit, if you have the one bit, that means how many states you can represent? Maximum states you can represent 2 to the power 1, that means 2. If suppose you are representing information in 2 bits, so actually you are taking a number of bit combination, and this bit combination is called code. So in general, if you see in general, we use the numbers, we use symbol, we use alphabet characters, and we combined it to form the code. Okay. So if you are using in the digital, if you are using 2-bit information, you are using 2-bit code. So how many states you can represent? 2 to the power 2 means 4 states. If suppose you are representing a code in n bit, so how many states you can represent? States you can represent 2 to the power n. Total maximum states to be 2 to the power n. Okay. So this is the maximum states you can represent using a bit. So your information, your code may be representing a number, a combination of number, symbol, alphabet. Please mute yourself. If you have any query, you can unmute. Okay. Any query? Is there any query? Okay. Next is binary. So you know that we are using in digital, we are using 2-state number system that will only use symbol 0 and 1. As binaries, it is explaining itself. By means 2. So it is actually showing you that it is a number system that is using only 2 states. Bit 20 digit 0 and 1 are called bit. Voltage level, logic level. So here we are using two logic level. Let's say logic 1, logic 0. Actually, they are the range of the voltage level. They are not the single the fixed voltage level. Actually, logic level are actually representing a range of the voltage level. We will explain in detail. I will explain in detail in next slide. One of you please mute yourself. Thank you. Next is the Boolean algebra. So Boolean algebra is used for expressing the relationship between the logic circuits input and output. You know that in logic circuits, many inputs will be there, multiple inputs will be there, multiple outputs will be there. But what are the relation between input and output will be representing as a Boolean algebra. So it is. It seems that it is similar to the mathematical algebra we already studied in intermediate. So, but some differences are there. We will see. So just you remember that this is the way to express the input and output relation. So there are basic three operations, and in the end you will use a operator, that is dot, to represent an AND operation. You will use dot. So if you are expressing that x dot y, actually this dot is representing AND operation. X dot y is equal to z. So x and y are my input and z is my output. So you see that in this expression I am expressing the relation between input and output, and I am saying that x and y is equal to z. What I am saying, x and y is equal to z. So and is not or, it is a and the and. So it is representing a logical operation and. So in the digital we will represent it by the dot. Okay. So what it represents, actually it is showing that z will be 1 if and only if your x is 1 and y is 1. Otherwise your z will be 0. What is AND operation? You please understand. It is actually the operation in which your output will be high whenever your both inputs are high. Otherwise it will be 0. It will be low. So this is the AND operation. We will see in detail also. Just you remember this basic operation. Next is your OR operation. So this operation you can representing by the mathematical operator plus sign. So if you want to represent an OR operation, you will use plus sign, like you will write x plus y. See here x is missing. X plus y is equal to z. So your input x and y are odd and it is equal to z. So you can read it as x or y is equal to z. You will not say plus. You will say x or y is equal to z. This means that z will be 1 if any input either x or y is 1, your z will be 1. Okay. Or if both are 1, again you will get the z 1. So it is actually telling you the condition. If any input is 1, your z is 1. So here this is the Boolean algebra. So three cases I am showing you here, that if any one means if your y is 1, if your x is 1, output z is 1. If both are 1, z is 1. Okay. So the rest, the fourth case is if both are 0, then you will get z 0. That's why I am writing if any x or 1, x is equal to 1 or y is equal to 1, or if both x and y is equal to 1, you will get z equal to 1. And if you are both x equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, you will get z equal to 0. So this is the OR operation. We will see in detail later. Next operation, basic operation, is NOT. Okay, so this is the operation. It will be represented by the prime or over bar. That means you will use this prime, and this x prime is actually representing a NOT operation. Sometimes people used to use this negation. This symbol is also used to represent the complement, this NOT operation. So three symbols are there. Either you can use prime or you can use the over bar. This over bar you can also use to represent the NOT operation, or is this negation you can use to represent the NOT operation. So if your input is complement or it is a NOT operation, you will get the Z. So this is the relation between X and Z. X is input, Z is output. So what it is this expression, this Boolean expression is telling you that not X is equal to Z. Not X is equal to Z. Means what is Z is what, X is not. Means if suppose X is 0, Z is not 0, Z is 1. So Z is what, X is not. Okay. So X is not equal to 1, so Z is equal to 1. If X is equal to 1, Z will be 0. So that is showing that Z is what, X is not. So in other words, you can say that actually it is showing you the complement operation. So NOT operation sometimes called as complement. Another thing is truth table. Another term we are going to use it is truth table. What is truth table? Actually, this is the way of representation of the information. As I said, one way of representation is Boolean algebra, where you will write the equations. So in the left hand side, you will write the input expression, and on the right hand side, you will write the output expression. So that will show what is the dependency of what is the function of the input, so that you can represent your output. So this is another way of representation, truth table. So another way of expressing the relation between input and output is truth table. So we will use a table and we will arrange our input and output. So all possible combination of the variables I will show in the truth table. So you see that if suppose we have two variables x and y, okay, so x and so if I said, if suppose you have two variables, you will show the total states 2 to the power 2. That means 4 states. So 4 possible states you will show in the truth table. So possible combinations are 4. What are the 4 combinations? In decimal you can write 0, 1, 2, 3. So for 0, 0, for the second combination is 0, 1, third combination is 1, 0, and fourth combination is 1, 1. So in the truth table you will write all possible combinations. You can't skip some combination you will write, or rest combination you will leave. No, you will represent all possible combination of the respective total number of input variables. Okay, so here I am showing you the example of two variables x and y. Then based on the possible combination you will decide the z. So based on the dependency of the input variable, your output variable will be decided. So there may be a single output variable or there may be multiple output variables. So here I am showing you the single variable for the, as the output, it is z. So here I am showing you the dependency of the z on x and y, and that this dependency is actually reflecting in terms of 0 and 1 here. That means if your x and y are 0 0, your z is 0. So this is the truth table that will show the relationship between x, y and z. Another way of representation is timing diagram. Timing diagram. So how I will draw a timing diagram. So what is timing diagram? Actually, it is a graph that will plot with respect to time. That will plot with respect to time and voltage. Means on the x-axis you will draw time, and on the y-axis you will draw voltage. So this is another way of representation to express the relation between x and x, y, and z. Z means input variable and the output variable relationship. If you want to show, you can use timing diagram or waveform. So this is another way of representation. So how I will convert my information in the form of timing diagram, you just please try to understand. So what I will do, I will draw a time axis. I will draw a time axis and I will represent T0, T1, T2, T3. So how many states I am showing you here in the truth table? There are total 4 states. So 4 times for the this information I will represent in the timing diagram as T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. So you just see how I will plot. Just to convert this information, you please see here. So in the first you will plot timing diagram for x. First I will plot timing diagram for x. Okay, first I will plot timing diagram for x. So this is my T0. So I'm just writing. Okay. So first I am plotting the timing waveform for the x. So in my truth table, my x is 0. See, first at T0 your x is 0. So I will use the lower level as 0 volt. Next state, your T1 at T1 your x is again 0. So you will again draw a 0 line, and in next T2 it is 1. So you will draw the line at the highest voltage. So I am assuming this is at 0 volt and this is at, for example, 5 volt. So as my x is 1, so I will take this level at 5 volt. At T3, again your x is 1. So again you will draw this voltage, this line at voltage level 5. That's it. So only 4 states are there. So I am drawing up to 4 states. You can continue for more time also. So for explanation, I am showing you that only T0, T1, T2, T3. Now again, I will draw the timeline for the Y. So Y is at T0 is 0. So I am drawing a 0. It is at 0 volt. So again, I will draw the 2 lines, 0 volt and 5 volt. Based on the 0 and 1, I will draw the lines. Next T1 is your Y is 1. So you will draw at 5 volt. At next T2 it is 0. You will draw line at 0 level. Next again it is 1. So you will draw line at 5 volt. So this is Y. Okay. So I think everyone is understanding how I am drawing a timing diagram for the X and Y. Now I will draw the information of Z. Again I will take a 0 level and 5 volt. And I will See what is the information given in the truth table. It is 0, so I will draw a line at 0 volt. Again you have 0, so you will draw a line at 0 volt. You have 1, so you will draw a line at 5 volt. Again it is 1, so you will draw line at 5 volt. So this is my Z. So this is the way of representation of the information of input and output variable as in the truth table or in the timing diagram. So if everyone is able to understand what I am telling you, so all of you please convert this truth table. I am giving you another truth table. Please draw once, so you will have confidence that you are now comfortable with the timing diagram. So this is my X and Y, and this is my Z. So possible combination will always, you will write in sequence. You cannot write randomly, okay? So this is the sequence 0, 1, 2, 3. So I am writing a decimal equivalent here. And my output based on the relationship, I am writing output here. For example, this is my output. Okay, so this is my truth table. So this is my input variable. These are my input variables, and this is my output variable. So you please draw the timing diagram. You draw the timing diagram again, so that you will have confidence that you understand the timing relation. So I will first draw the X information, test information. X is 0. X is 0. So X is 0 at T0, Y is 0, and Z is 1. Okay. Now X is again 0, Y is 1, Z is 1. X is 1, Y is 0, Z is 0. Clear? Next, your X is 1 and your Y is 1 and Z is 1. So this is the Z waveform, this is Y, this is X. Okay. So this is how you will represent your information of input and output variable in the timing diagram, in the graph. Next is important thing is whatever I was telling you, low logic or high logic, other logic levels are there. So two possible logic levels are there. We can represent our information in two logic levels. One is called positive logic level and second is called negative logic level. So generally we use positive logic level. Okay, generally we use positive logic level, but sometimes negative logic level may also use. So you should understand what is the difference between the positive logic level and the negative logic level. See, there is a difference in the representation only. Okay, So here I am showing you the difference. If suppose you are taking a low as 0 and you are taking high as 1. So actually we are talking about the 0 volt and 5 volt means maximum voltage, DC voltage applied in the circuit. So if I am assuming that my lowest voltage, low voltage is 0 and the highest voltage I am saying it is high, so it is positive logic. But if suppose I am taking a opposite, means if suppose I am saying that this is my low logic and this is my high logic, then it is called negative logic level. Then it is called negative logic level. So I am showing you here the terminology used in Boolean algebra. We generally say logic 0 false and logic 1 we say true. So in terms of true and false, we will say logic 0 and logic 1. So this is the table I am showing you for positive logic level. This is the table I am showing you for positive logic level. You see that I am showing, if suppose I am talking in terms of 0 and 1, if I am talking in terms of true or false, if I am talking in terms of off and on, if I am talking in terms of low or high, if I am talking in terms of yes and no, or if I am talking in terms of open switch, closed switch. So please, this is the important thing. Please remember, open switch and closed switch. So this is the basic thing that I will tell you to explain the logical operation. So I am saying that closed switch, that means these 2 points are connected, and here I am showing that 2 points are disconnected because this switch is open. Okay, so in terms of this open and switch, open and close, I can explain a logic 0 and logic 1. And you see for the negative logic, it is just reverse. So practically, actually, I am talking about the voltage logic levels. So generally, we use voltage operated logic circuits actually respond to 2 separate voltage levels that represent binary variables equal to logic 1 or logic 0. Okay, a particular digital system may define logic 0 as a signal equal to 0 volt. Okay, and logic 1 as a signal equal to VCC, maximum DC voltage, let's say 5 volt. In practice, each voltage level has an acceptable range. Okay, so I am not saying that 0 volt is only a logic 0. What about from 0 to 5 volt? If suppose your voltage level is 1.5 volt, what is it is 0, logic 0, or it is logic 1? So in general, actually, practically, we say logic 0 in the form of acceptable range. It is not a fixed voltage. Logic 0 is not a fixed voltage. You please set your mind that always your logic 0 is not 0 volt. So here I am showing you the voltage level for the input. For the input, if you are applying a voltage level at the input, you can represent your logic level as from 0 volt to 0 volt to VIL. You will represent this logic level of a range 0 to VIL. So let's say that for the device, if suppose I am saying that this range is 1.5 volt, means from 0 volt to 1.5 volt, I will say that is logic 0. So if in a circuit, if I am applying input voltage that is suppose 1.2 volt, that means it is equivalent to logic 0. Okay, so in the experiment, whenever you will apply a voltage, it is not necessary it is 0 volt fixed. It may be some voltage, so that you should know that what is the range of the voltage that represent the logic 0. So I am showing you the example here. Let's say 0 to 1.5 volt is your logic 0. Similarly, for logic 1, there is a range. let's say VIH, I'm using a generic term VIL, VIH. It is actually the voltage level that will explain you the tolerance in the circuit, but I'm not going into detail. Just to understand that this logic 0 and logic 1 is not a fixed voltage level, it is actually a range. So if your maximum voltage is 5 volt and let's say 4.2 volt. So I'm saying that my logic 1 is ranging from 4.2 volt to 5 volt. For example, if you are applying a voltage at this input is 4 volt. Okay, 4 volt. So this 4 volt it will assume as logic to 1. Okay, it will assume as logic 1. If you are applying 4.9, again it will assume as logic 1. So the voltage ranges from 4.2 volt to 5 volt. It will take it as logic 1. And what about the range? This range. This is actually a forbidden range. So this range you will find out whenever your signal will transit from one state to another state. Means if suppose your signal is transiting from 0 volt to some voltage, so this is the intermediate level, intermediate voltage level. So that intermediate voltage level you will see at the time of transition. So it is actually it is a prohibited state. So you need to wait to stabilize the voltage level. If you want to analyze a logic circuit, you need to wait for stabilized state. Okay. So at the time of transition, you cannot analyze the circuit. Your output may be wrong. So this region that I am showing with the red area, it is my prohibited state. It will occur in my circuit, but it will show the transition state. That means if my signal is transiting from logic 0 to logic 1, means your signal is changing from 1.5 volt to 4.2 volt, and in this state your circuit will be unstable. Your circuit will be unstable. Okay, it is very important point. Circuit will be unstable, or it is in a transition state. Transition state means you are transiting from logic 0 to logic 1. So for the analysis, you will always avoid this range. So same voltage range we will define for the output voltage level. So this will also a voltage level that will be that will show the range, and that will show the tolerance that can be bear by your digital logic circuit. So you see, again I am showing you the range, but the name of the voltage level I am writing a different. So this is related to input. So I am writing VIL, I for input, L for low. Here I for input, H for high. So this is the 2 voltage level I am showing you. The maximum logic 0 level. This is minimum logic 1 voltage level. Same here, I am showing you the output L, O for output, L for low. So this is the maximum output voltage level for logic 0. This is the minimum voltage level, output voltage level for logic 1. Clear? So this is the way of representation. So this I will explain you later what is the use. So you see that I am not showing the same voltage level here. See, there is a difference. So actually this difference in the input and output voltage level actually it is showing me the noise immunity, noise tolerance. So this voltage level is actually showing me how much noise tolerance is there in my digital logic circuit. So you see, if I will draw this. So this is the noise tolerance, or we can say noise margin. This is my noise margin at the low side, at the low state. and this is the noise margin at the high state. So this is my noise margin, this is the range that my circuit can tolerate. So this is very important point, but I am not telling you this is at higher level. So just to understand that logic level is actually, it is not a fixed voltage, it is actually a range. So tomorrow, I think, hope everyone is understanding the terminology. Comfortable? Everyone comfortable? So basic thing I told you, the basic terminology. Next is the basic logic gates. Any doubt? Is there any doubt?
Ma'am, tomorrow's class is there, ma'am.
Yes. Tomorrow Sunday is there, no? No class.
Okay, ma'am.
Tomorrow is Sunday, no class is there. Tomorrow is off, okay? But Monday, Tuesday, in the next week, your regular classes will be there. So exam is going on. So those faculty, they have invigilation duty. They will substitute their classes. But regular classes, we will conduct regular classes. Okay. Till now that I know. If suppose any changes are there, we will convey. Yes.
Post this video in group, ma'am.
Sorry.
Post this video, ma'am, in group.
Where? What you are saying? Just write to me. Write to me. Your voice is not clear to me.
Post this video, ma'am, in group.
Okay. I will post. Oh, I will post. Previously, tell me.
Ma'am.
PDF. You are asking PDF. PPT, PDF. I will share with you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Is it okay, na?
Okay, ma'am.
One book I shared with you. One book I shared with you, and this PPT I will share with you, because in digital electronics the theoretical concepts are very less. Okay. So whatever terminology I am telling you, the questions that will be theoretical, I am writing in the PPT, so you can understand and you can write in your own words. Okay. So only in the digital electronics you should understand the methods. Whatever methods are there, you please understand. Okay. So basic thing I am writing in the PPT, so don't worry, it is sufficient. Only you need to understand the method that, for example, I told you that the code conversion method. You should know what is the procedure. As I told you this today about error correcting and detecting code method, timing code method. So you should understand the procedure. So questions will be there, numericals will be there. So you should practice about the practice the questions, numericals, and some terms are there. They may ask you the theory. So I am writing in the PPT. It will be sufficient for you. And rest help you can take from the book. Okay. So anything you feel that you are unable to understand, you tell me, then I will switch to the next topic, logic gates. Or I will explain you tomorrow. Logic gate, I will explain you next means in next lecture, not tomorrow. Okay. Any doubt? Then I will close.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone?
Thank you, madam.
Anyone
Good madam.
Any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Everyone comfortable? Whatever I am telling you are able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, if suppose you are not comfortable, you please write to me on the WhatsApp. I will explain you one to one. Okay, one to one. But you please try to understand this digital electronics is a subject that is very easy, and it will help you in the at the time of placement. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you please make this subject as your favorite subject.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Once I will explain you other topics, you will find that it is very easy. But though it is not easy, if you go to the advanced level, it is not easy. But whatever concept I am telling you as a basic, it will be very interesting. So please, okay. Okay, thank you for joining me.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Can you, ma'am?
Yes.